Mrs. Rosario has something about one of those.
It's Dr. Rosario. Thank you, sir.
Mrs. Rosario has something about
Dr. Rosario.
Well, I'm sorry. Your name says on here, Carrie Rosario. Hey, Carrie.
It's Dr. Rosario.
You got something
I would call you Tony, so please, sir, call me as I would like to be called. That's how I'm identifying.
It doesn't really matter. We're here.
It matters to me. It matters to me. And out of respect, I would like you to call me by the name that I'm asking you to call me by. Thank you.
Your screen says Carrie Rosario.
I'm verbalizing. My name is Dr. Carrie Rosario.
Is this racism, or is this just a huge cultural misunderstanding? I want to speak to this from the perspective of someone who has a PhD in intercultural communication competence. Some white people are watching this saying this woman is ego tripping and she's making a big deal out of nothing. But some black folks and others are looking at this and saying, no, this is racist. This is a clear, blatant disregard for this woman's success as a black woman. Well, from my perspective, I want to share with you something that I think can help you name what is happening here, and you come to your own conclusion, and I'll share mine with you. So culturally, many white people come from low power distance contexts. Low power distance refers to the emotional distance between a leader and a follower, between a parent and a child, between a doctor and a patient, a boss and an employee, and so on. And in low power distance context, titles are minimized. It's very egalitarian. Hierarchy is flattened, and people casually address each other by first names. In those contexts, calling someone by their first name, Carrie, instead of Dr. Rosario, may not feel disrespectful at all. It's normal for them. However, many black people come from high power distance contexts in which the emotional distance between leader and follower is much greater, between parent and child, teacher, student, doctor, patient, boss, employee. In those contexts, titles carry much greater weight symbolically, and they're closely connected to respect, to achievement, and to dignity. And so when Dr. Rosario clearly communicates how she wished to be addressed, and the commissioner repeatedly refuses, his lack of cultural self-awareness and intercultural understanding may be the reason he created distance with her, and she perceived it as disrespect, and many others did too. It's very possible that this was just a huge cultural misunderstanding, and this man grew up in a context in which disregarding titles are the norm. But here's the issue. There's something much deeper and more important and significant happening in this exchange. There was a time in American history when it was illegal for black people to read. There was a time when black people were beaten, mutilated, killed for reading a book, for pursuing an education. Read the life and times of Frederick Douglass to understand what could happen to you if you got caught reading. And then came segregation, exclusion from universities, discrimination, and generations of barriers designed to keep black people from positions of academic and professional authority. Systemically, everything was aligned to exclude black people from getting an education. And so when a black person earns a doctorate or a bachelor's or a master's degree for that matter, that title often represents much more than an ego. It represents barriers broken. It represents sacrifice. It represents perseverance in the face of systems that historically tried to deny us access altogether. And so let me make this personal. I spent 12 years working on my PhD while working full time, traveling 200 to 300 days a year, speaking all over this world, trying to empower others. And I'm the first or one of the only African Americans to ever graduate from my program with a PhD. And so here's the thing. I went from being a high school dropout who missed 60 to 90 days of school per year, who used to eat out of dumpsters, who lived in 26 places before I was 16, to earning a PhD. But we're just talking about the academics right now. That title cost me so much. My advisor called me at the end of my journey before I defended my dissertation. He wanted to commend me. Most people in my position with my background usually don't make it to the finish line of a PhD. The road I had to travel just to get there, whew, It was quite improbable. And he just wanted to call me. I was in Rwanda at the time. That call meant so much to me. Oh. So yes, culturally, I find it dismissive and disrespectful when people who do not know me personally immediately default to Manny, my first name, while ignoring the title I spent over a decade fighting for. And so if we're friends, if we're family, if we're peers, if we grew up together, Manny's fine, absolutely. But if you don't know me personally, in a professional or public setting, especially after someone has clearly communicated how they wish to be addressed, intentionally refusing to do so is not just casualness. It communicates something much deeper about respect, about dignity, about power, about intercultural competence. And so it's not about arrogance. It's not about ego tripping. It's about history. It's about culture. It's about dignity. Words matter. Titles matter. Respect matters. I'm your friend, Dr. Manny Scott. I wasn't supposed to be here, but I'm here anyway. I thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.